This is Pete Moore. I am on Halo Talks NYC on location, San Diego, California, Versa 2018. Here with Mike Prosnick, who's been in the health and fitness industry now, or what we now call the Halo sector, for over 30 years. Successful entrepreneur. He's going to tell us about his career, but also kind of make sure entrepreneurs know that when you put your head down, come up with a product, that product works, that product then sells. You know, there might not be all these different competitive barriers to entry, but if you do something great, people are going to know about it and they're going to keep using it. So, Mike, welcome to Halo Talks.
What's crack-a-lackin', Peter? Thank you for bringing me.
Excellent. So, you're from Atlanta, which is my college hometown. There's a lot of fitness that's coming in and out of Atlanta.
Tremendous amount.
When you think about it over the years. And, you know, personal training is definitely the fastest path to getting results. So why don't you talk about the company that you had that was doing, you know, over $1 million a month in billing, and you know, definitely affected hundreds of thousands of millions of people that got results, and then what you're doing now and how you think technology is going to continue to proliferate going forward.
Well, I like everything that you said there, Peter. Number one is, you know, everyone's got to have a purpose before they make a path. So the purpose of why I did what I did had to fulfill my necessity need. So when I was at 13 years of age as an overweight kid, there was no help for me, no direction of what to do for eating or working out. So really my parents actually just started running with me, and I got in a gym and I loved it. I actually lived in the gym. And when I did, they always asked me, what are you going to do when you grow up? What are you going to do when you grow up? Because 80%, 90% of people don't love what they do when they grow up. So,
use this term, you know, turn your passion into profession. So thankfully this industry exists, or else,
that's it.
you know, we'd all be sitting around in like a WeWork or something, you know.
That's it.
Coding, nothing wrong with that, just not something I'm doing.
No, like I said, I work 70 hours because I don't want to work 40, because I love what I do. It's part of my lifestyle.
Sure.
If that makes
Great.
any sense.
Definitely.
So what I did back in the day, about 12 years ago, I created a sales system with a software behind it that if my mother went to any health club in the world, this is how she should be treated. So there was a fitness consultation that gave direction, not just a sale of a personal training. When that happened, I understood that trainers were never business people. They never knew how to sell, but they just loved to pick up weights.
Right.
So unfortunately, I brought the business side to the personal trainer, because their life cycle is only 3 months long, if you don't know that. We have the majority of people getting real estate license and personal training, and they never use their certification.
Okay.
So when that happened, I understood there was a necessity really to bring the trainer to be more successful. So with the sales process, then my software would store agreements. It would also create EFT, like a membership base. And back in the day, they would say EFT will set you free. And that is building a revenue that's reoccurring. And then, of course, you're charging the person to change their life more in a one-year agreement, like a membership, instead of a package agreement.
We also, I had a conversation yesterday about the awkwardness of actually trying to have a personal trainer sell someone another 10-pack, or like, hey, let's keep this going, where the EFT really kind of takes that, you know, somewhat peculiar conversation out of the conversation, which you never really want to have.
That's
anyway,
it.
Right?
And we actually replaced that in the software with assessment follow-up. So every month we expected an assessment to be done. So instead of asking for the money, they were reiterating why they were working out in the first place.
Got it.
So that's the most important thing, because now just signing the paper for a one-year agreement doesn't mean they're going to show up. They need to still have that emotional connection, and they have to see results. So we took more of the business off the trainer's back so they could be more engaged at building that relationship one-on-one.
So talk to me about, you know, the genesis of Jam Workout and what you're doing there.
Oh, buddy. I believe everything in this world is on demand, from Uber, from movies, from food. And with that, why aren't fitness centers? And if they are on demand 24/7, the programming in there needs to navigate the member correctly through the fitness center without anyone else being there. What does that do? It creates two things: 24/7 barrier of entry, and then from there, consistency in the program, where as you get 10 trainers, you have 10 different outcomes of how to use the equipment.
Gotcha. So right now you're licensing that software inside of clubs, or the videos, and it's a plug and play based on what somebody's looking to do self-directed.
Correct.
Okay.
And I'll just give you an example. We're licensing full facilities, we're licensing partial facilities, because again, everyone needs technology with a process how to use it. So when you walk into the full-fledged jams, immediately you come into the gym, your heart rate monitor pops up right there. Then we have you warm up for about 200 calories as a male. You will go right over to the rower, swipe, Peter's name, his heart rate, and it tells him exactly how far to go appears. Once he's done, it X's off that lane, tells him where to go to next.
Gotcha. So what's the product development? Where's this installed? Where are you taking this next?
Right now, I'm really, and it's amazing because April 1st, and this ain't no fool's joke, we're releasing the first marketing campaign ever for a health club the way we're going to be showing it. We believe the health club is sold two different ways right now. Join for $1, which has been around for, 90 years, or the boutique section, which is you're going to pay $160, but we're going to give you a towel at the same time.
Gotcha.
The middle market has left the market.
So what happens on April 1st?
I've been doing this for 3 years, understanding human behavior in my one club at the club level. So I understood what drives people to come see my location, and it's not money, it's more convenience, and they don't have to think, and they get a great workout without an instructor, which is little bit more of a variable for the fee, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. So what's your team look like, and how's this going to roll out?
So I have two partners. One's our CTO, and the other one's a software advisory man. So with that said, I'm the boots on the ground, and as we build right now, we're building the sales process, the programming, everything in a box, because the more that the person just has to open up the box and play, the more it's going to actually work. And a lot of franchises don't grow that way. They actually grow organically first, and they're missing a lot of those parts.
So you say you did research for 3 years. Obviously, you've been in the industry for a long time, so you intuitively know what people want. Talk about your ability as an entrepreneur to be disciplined and patient, at the same time have this fire and this level of urgency that we all have to get something done, but understanding that you want to build something of value, like it's built just like a house or a building or a bridge. Like it doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah. And it's very important. And my whole thing is I'm a maniac on a mission. This is what I was meant to do, and this is my purpose in life, that I believe in fail is very important, and people are afraid of that. Fail is first attempt in learning, and I do that 90 times a day. So I will speed up the evolution of this process by being a maniac in the mission and not being afraid to fail, because when you fail, you find another direction as long as you get off the ground.
So in your other ventures, the other ones we've talked about or others, how have you dealt with failure and knowing that, like, look, like if you're a baseball player, you can be awesome. You're going to get on base like 1/3 of the time, right? You're going to not get on base 2/3 of the time. We got these calendars here, win-loss. I'll give you one later. You're a professional athlete or you're a professional business person. You're not going to win every day. Like if you win 2/3 of the time, like that's amazing. So how do you, this is for our audience who are entrepreneurs who are like out there every day, like saying like, I don't know if I'm going to get this client. I don't know if this revenue is going to come in. I don't know if this product is, is hitting the market at the right time or what have you. How have you looked at opportunities and say, you know what? Just what I said, like first attempt in learning. I'm going to kind of pack up my tent. I'm going to move on to the next thing, or I'm going to take exactly what I learned and kind of pivot it to something. Because I think that's something that we never talk about. And it's probably one of the biggest lessons in business is to say, look, I've learned something from here. I got to move to the next thing. Because if I stay on this one, I'm not going anywhere. I'm floating.
Stress and fear will either break you or make you. I love stress and fear because it makes me get outside my comfort zone. When that happens, I also understand why people get anxiety. I believe in small victories daily, and those small victories have to be hindsight what keeps propelling you on that roadmap. The majority of people are not willing to stay in that stressful environment, that fear. There is no plan B for me, Peter. This is what's gonna, as far as happen. And when you do that and you put yourself in that mindset daily and nightly, no one will outwork me in that aspect. Nobody. And no money either, too.
Gotcha. So with your business partners, of these new business partners, they've been with you for a while, talk about what role they play in the company.
Basically, I sat them down one day and almost like Shark Tank, told them my vision, and I wanted them to be part of it for 25%. They each got 12 and a half. They had 24 hours to get back to me because either way, I was doing this. Mm-hmm. So if they were not all in, I had to move forward, like you said, because you're going to waste time. And I understand that last time I built my software, it was outsourced. So I didn't own my internal software development, which is very expensive, never ends, and it's not the right way to build a company, especially if you're a software company. So by getting their intellect inside my company, it's parts that I don't have myself. We don't need two Mike Jam Prosnicks.
Gotcha. So, as you look going forward here, you got this launch on April 1st. At that point, you go back to some of the people who've been, looking at the beta, and they deploy that. Tell us what the model is for a potential client, how easy it is to deploy this, and what the revenue model is for them, and what the benefits are to the customer.
Anything that you could automate and take away the human element for, you get better consistency. And then the human element could actually work on the hierarchy of your business instead of just in the trenches. So basically when someone opens up the box, we have all the equipment, we have all the workouts, we have the whole CRM, we have everything that the member could come in and never meet a person and actually get a great workout. It's very member-facing and very intuitive. And when I have a 74-year-old lady using it and a 13-year-old kid using it, I think I got the millennial and I also got the baby boomer at the same time.
Gotcha, great. So what else would you want to tell people about, what's to come? Feel like we got a good overview of your passion, what the new launch is. Congrats on that. And, the work and the focus that it takes to be an entrepreneur in this space and in any space.
And I just always want to go back to our why. Our why is we believe in giving people the opportunity to live a healthier lifestyle by taking away the barriers of access. 24 hours a day, personalized workouts on demand, so they can't say they don't own a trainer. But our next thing, Peter, is we're actually going into the in-home market like Peloton.
Gotcha.
Peloton's a great bike, okay, and they're a great treadmill. But our system's going to work where it actually works with the club. And if Peter has a kickboxing bag at home and dumbbells, it makes a workout. Then all of a sudden he buys a treadmill. It develops the workout. So the platform's more important than the equipment.
Gotcha.
Our equipment is agnostic, which means we don't care what you use. You want to make a video with drumsticks, go right ahead. People get bored quickly.
All right, great. Well, continued success. Look forward to testing out the product myself on April 2nd. And then you can track my progress remotely.
Oh, definitely, and that's the greatest thing. Real quick, we have the most data about any members in any gym in the world. I could tell you exact workouts that every one of my members did, how many calories they burned. Everyone cares about before they become a member and when they lost them. I actually care when they're in the member life cycle.
Nice. Great. All right, well, thanks for coming on.
Thank you, Peter.
You got it.